Aquarius, welcome to your 2025 tarot reading by Astrology House. So what I'm going to do here is go through each one of these houses. So there's 12 houses in the zodiacal wheel, and I'll go through each one, do a mini read, and then just kind of do an overview at the end. So jumping into this, the first house is your physical person. And so what I'm doing here is pulling what is kind of that overarching theme to you as a person, the way people perceive you. It is in the sign of Aquarius. So when I reference any kind of signs ruling houses, I'm referencing whole sign houses, just in case you're wondering. So when I look at your overarching theme, I'm getting the Fool showing up here with the Chariot and the Six of Cups. If this year, because I just got this as a message, so take it as it resonates, not applicable for everybody, but if you were looking to have children this year, this would be the year. There's something about right time. This is the right time. If that is something that you're looking for, if that's something that you've been wanting, we are talking about a physical body. So anyway, with the Fool, with the Chariot, Six of Cups, this does indicate that you're kind of also getting back into a happier state of mind. You have this new beginning that's unfolding. Cancer energy may or may not be significant with that Chariot, but this is all about success. Things are coming together the way that you want them to. This is reminding you a lot of kind of happiness you experienced when you were younger in life, things like that. And it's really refreshing. So let's get any kind of obstacles or challenges you're going to face this year relative to your first house. What is happening here? We do have the Ace of Wands, High Priestess, Four of Cups. You're trying to navigate something here from the past for sure. And what you're trying to do is get yourself back into a better state of mind, kind of energetic space where you're able to trust your instincts again. There might have been a period of time where you weren't able to trust your instincts, and you're really working on that, releasing this Four of Cups energy, this disappointment connected to the past. With the Ace of Wands showing up, it looks like you are trying to work through this throughout 2025. So let's get any kind of advice for you. So I have four cards that came out here. So the first one is the Two of Wands. We have the Emperor showing up. Aries energy may or may not be significant. We have the Page of Swords, and we have the Lovers. So the Lovers, Gemini energy may or may not be significant here, but what I'm getting a sense of when you're looking off into the distance and you recognize the potential in a situation, you're being guided to go down that path. The Emperor energy, Page of Swords, Lover's energy. So you might be connecting with another person and really kind of set on some sort of mutual goal or a goal connected to the relationship here. If that's not your story, if it's not about relationships specifically, this is about some sort of goal that you're going towards. You're making a very clear choice to go down a specific path. And once you make up your mind, you're not going to change it. That's the Emperor energy. The Emperor, it really is my way or the highway. So the next house is the second house. The second house for you is ruled by the sign of Pisces. And so I'm going to pause here for a second and talk about the eclipse cycle. We are in the process. So in January, we'll change into, officially change into the, I always want to say it backwards, Pisces Virgo eclipse cycle. Pisces being the north node, Virgo being the south node. North node indicates some sort of karmic lesson that we need to learn. The south node indicates our comfort zone. We've already learned the lesson. We've kind of mastered that already. It feels really good. It's also connected to past life. This doesn't have to be a lesson you learned in this life. But what you're being encouraged to do right now is focus on your finances. That's the second house energy. So there's something about the money that you have, the value connected to anything that you might own. So really think of those tangible assets that you can exchange, or maybe any kind of goods and services that you can receive in exchange for something. It's that kind of, this is what I own and this is the value of what I own. That's the second house energy. And so tapping into the second house energy, let's get your overall theme here. So what I'm getting here is a resistance card. Seven of Wands, we have the Star and we have the Moon. So you're showing up right in the middle, and it feels like you've got some things that you need to work out before you come up with either clear goals or be able to work towards some sort of clear financial goal that you're trying to set for yourself. It feels like there's going to be a lot this year, and then even going into 2026, which is how long the eclipse cycle is. It's usually about a year and a half. There's something where you're really going to spend the majority of the year getting clear on your goals before you start trying to pursue them, which is really what the North Node is about. This is all coming from the universe. The universe is directing you to kind of figure all of this out. So you're on the right path. At least it's coming across that way. Let's get any other obstacles and challenges here. So what is coming across here? We have the Nine of Pentacles showing up. We have the Chariot, Cancer energy showing up, as well as the Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles tells me that the way that you earned money in the past was really picking up more jobs, more responsibilities, picking up additional tasks here. So whether you were doing more from a work standpoint, working more hours at your job because you're hourly, or you were picking up some sort of side business here that you were able to get paid for, it wears on you. And when it comes to your long-term goals, this is not something that you want to keep going. There's going to be a breaking point. There's going to be, at some point, this diminishing return. You're not really getting out of this what you're putting into it. You're not getting the money that you thought you would, or you're not really able to do anything with it because you're spending all your time working. So it feels like these are the obstacles and challenges that you're facing as it relates to your personal finances. So the overall advice for you here, what is really in your best interest? We've got some sort of transformation that's taking place. So 2025, major transformation is taking place. And so that death and rebirth energy, it's Scorpio energy, may or may not be significant. Really lean into the changes that are taking place, because the Three of Cups and the Six of Wands indicates those changes are meant to put you in a better mental state, a better emotional state, a lot of success around it. You have both of the cards that indicate success showing up in your personal finances. Definitely lean into this energy. There is something really prosperous for you. It's just a matter of, what are these changes? How do you kind of incorporate those into your financial goals that you're setting for yourself? That's a solid energy. I like the way that your second house played out for you. So the next house is the third house. The third house is all about communication, but it's also the way that you understand everything too. So how you process information. It can relate to siblings, neighbors, kind of your immediate community. Think of your immediate surroundings, and all of those people, they're included in that third house energy. And it's really from your perspective. It's the way that you talk to those people. So let's pull some third house energy. And your third house is ruled by the sign of Aries. So we got two cards showing up. Let's get one more. So when it comes to the type of communication that you're having, I am seeing the Six of Wands showing up. This is the card of success. I'm getting Lovers, Gemini energy showing up again. And we have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords indicates some sort of break, but it's about healing. There's some sort of need to kind of take a step back so that you can heal from something here. The Six of Wands does indicate this whatever is taking place, whatever this Four of Swords energy is, because this really is about kind of maybe ending or pausing some sort of relationship here. It is kind of referencing a clean break so that you can recover from something here, from something else, heal from something. Let's get the obstacles and challenges here. Yeah, the break that's coming up here, we have the devil energy showing up as an obstacle or a challenge, along with the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. If you've been in some sort of relationship where the burdens are really falling on you, you're carrying more than your fair share in the relationship, then it feels like this is what's triggering some sort of break. You need to kind of take a step back, whether you actually end the relationship or maybe you kind of disconnect emotionally for a period of time, to really kind of get clear on exactly what it is that you want, because the King of Pentacles is showing up. And so that really is focused on what is your long-term goal with this connection, with this person. With the devil showing up in the Ten of Wands, you don't want to be manipulated or made to think that all the responsibility falls on you. That's an unhealthy relationship pattern that does need to be broken here. And so that's why the Four of Swords is showing up in the reading. This is a pattern that does need to be broken. So the advice for you, we do have the Three of Cups, High Priestess, and the Tower. So there are changes that are taking place here, and it is about leaning into whatever changes are taking place. Don't try to resist whatever is happening here, because what the universe is doing is it's removing any blocks and barriers that might prevent you from being happy and just really enjoying your life in general. The Three of Cups with the High Priestess is that enjoyment that you get out of friends, being able to trust yourself, trust your instincts. All of this is kind of, I'm definitely getting a spiritual path or spiritual journey might be part of this whole conversation too. So kind of let the Tower happen. I mean, you're not going to be able to fight that itself. It's just, if you try to put back together what the Tower tore down, if I can throw it out. If you try to put back together what the Tower tore down, you're going to find that the walls completely crumble. This was not a structure that could continue to exist. This either needs to be rebuilt or it needs to just be dust. There's no putting it back the way that it was. Not when the Tower has been in the mix. The next house here is your fourth house of home. So your fourth house of home is ruled by Taurus, and that home is exactly what you would think. So it's the physical structure, it's the way that you decorate your home, it's the kind of home environment you've set up for yourself. So there's a lot to it. And so with this house of home, let's get your overall energy. So the three cards that pop out, we have the Death card showing up, the Chariot, so there's that Cancer energy again. And we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is all about stability. So when it comes to your home environment, you've set yourself up in such a way that it is very nurturing. This is a place that you can absolutely go to rest and relax and be away from any kind of conflict or whatever it is. You set up a really peaceful home environment for yourself. There are changes that are taking place relative to your home environment, but it feels like whatever is changing here, if it wasn't stable before, it's going to be stable now. If it didn't feel like it was this place where you could go and relax, it's going to become that. If it was already those things, it's going to become that even more. That's how this is coming across. So you're showing up again as your obstacle or challenge. So what I'm seeing here when it comes to your home environment, we have the King of Wands showing up, fire energy, Page of Wands, and the Star card. So if you are trying to set your home up in such a way that allows for more healing to take place or more of that kind of respite where you're just away from the rest of the world, it's a place for you to unwind and not be disturbed by anybody else. It feels like you're having a hard time figuring out what actions you need to take in order to make that happen. So you might be having conversations with other people trying to figure out, okay, well, what do you do? And how does that work for you? And maybe I can employ some of that into my into my home environment? How do I incorporate that in my life? So the advice for you here, if your home environment was set up in such a way that you weren't actually addressing the wound, you were just kind of treating it as a place where you could compartmentalize it and it was just a distraction. If your home is a distraction from a problem versus actually helping you heal from a problem, that is coming across here. What I'm getting from an advice standpoint, we have the Ten of Swords. You can see by this card, all the red. This is the most painful card in the deck. This does indicate the end of a painful cycle. So what's happening within your home environment is it's morphing into a place where you don't just distance yourself from the problem, you actually address it. And that's what's happening here. We have the Justice with the World also showing up. So from an advice standpoint, it's about getting your home to a place where you are able to work through whatever feelings happened, whatever negativity happened in the past. The World is about closing out that cycle. The Libra energy, the Justice card, is about finding some sort of balance here within your home environment, setting it up in such a way that you're really addressing the root cause of the problem. So the next house is the fifth house. And the fifth house it's the house of fun. It's the house of pleasure. Think of all the things that you enjoy doing in your spare time. For you, it's ruled by Gemini. This house, it does rule children, hobbies, passions, all of those things. It's also the house of short-term relationships because it's the house of sex. So there's a lot that's kind of a part of this fifth house energy. So what I'm going to do is pull some cards to get your overall theme. So let's find out what's going on in your fifth house. So there's something here that came to its natural conclusion and you're letting it go. We do have the Five of Pentacles showing up here. We have the Death card showing up and we have the High Priestess. And deep down, you knew that something here needed to change. And this might have been something that you've been working on for a period of time. And you knew that some sort of transition needed to take place, but you just weren't ready to do it or just right time hadn't occurred. That would be in 2025. The right time is going to be in 2025. The Five of Pentacles is about releasing something. The Death card is a transformation. It is death and rebirth. You're literally releasing something. High Priestess, you're moving into a more intuitive, spiritual type of energy, where you're able to trust yourself, rely on your instincts. So if part of your passions and everything else, if you aren't trusting yourself, you aren't trusting the path forward here as it relates to those items, you will in 2025. Things are changing here. The obstacles and challenges that are coming up. Six of Cups. We have the Knight of Wands and we have the Nine of Wands. So when it comes to when it comes to letting something go, you might be trying to make room in your life for something else. This is about releasing something so that you can make room. So kind of going back to the beginning of the reading, if you were interested in having children, Six of Cups is showing up here, and that is the card of children. We have the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Wands. The Knight and the Nine. The Nine is all about wounds that are coming to the surface. The Knight is about working on it. I'm getting a sense of healing some sort of wound. And so this is the house of fertility. If you've been working on fertility issues, this does indicate releasing something here, maybe so that you can move forward and have kids, or maybe so that you can do something where maybe you come to some sort of acceptance that you're not able to have kids. I was getting more of the first one than the second one, but with the Knight of Wands and the Nine of Wands, you're actively working to heal something here because there is some sort of obstacle or challenge, definitely something connected to children. if it's not about children, and this is going to be for a smaller subset of people, then this is about you trying to figure out what is really going to make you happy. You're letting something go. You've decided a project just isn't worth your effort or energy anymore, but something has to fill that void. And so what is it that's going to fill that void? It feels like you're trying to figure it out. Looking at your advice here, so we do have the Four of Pentacles showing up. We have the Hanged Man showing up and the Eight of Wands. The Four of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, it looks like you're going to be having some sort of conversation, or you should have some sort of conversation around something that you have, but I'm getting a sense of you've built this really solid life for yourself and you're able to meet your own needs. That's the Four of Pentacles. But you want to grow and expand beyond that. You want to do more than that. Hanged Man, so seeing things from a different perspective might give you that clue as to exactly what it is that you want to pursue. So maybe it's not children, or maybe it is. But there's something about this where you do need to see things from a different perspective, but then also kind of step out and have a conversation with another person. So there is another person involved in this. I'm just not getting a clear read on that person. I'm just getting it from your perspective. So the next house is the sixth house. The sixth house is all about your daily routines. So think about the things that you do just on a regular basis. Go to work, any kind of fitness, health and wellness. So what do you do for food? Like, do you routinely eat out? Do you have set days of the week? All of this is part of your normal kind of routine. For you, the sixth house is ruled by Cancer. And so with that sixth house energy, let's get your overall theme. So what's happening here, this is a really interesting combination. So in your daily life, you're looking for long-term stability. This is usually with another person. This is one of those marriage cards within tarot. We have the Hierophant. This is one of the marriage cards within tarot. And then we have a Four of Pentacles, which indicates you're able to kind of meet your own needs. And so there's something where you feel like you need to hold on to something that you have here in your daily life. You might be entering into a higher level commitment with another person, or you're already in that type of relationship. And what you're trying to do is not lose yourself in this process. Really hold on to what you have, what you value, so that you can grow and expand with this person and not sacrifice anything that you need for your own security, for your own stability here. So there's something happening in your daily life. I have the Queen of Swords showing up with the King of Swords, as well as the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is showing up pretty repeatedly here, but it feels like what's happening here is that you need to mentally process from any kind of pain connected to the past. That Ten of Swords, again, very painful energy, the most painful card in the tarot deck. But what's interesting is that the King and the Queen, these are both emotionally detached people. And so you're trying to mentally disconnect from a situation, something that caused you a lot of pain. It just feels like you're not the only one trying to do that. Now, the King and Queen of Swords aren't typically a married couple, but I'm getting the sense that you and another person are kind of on the same page when it comes to healing from something here. So I'm getting it could be a romantic couple. Okay, let's see. What is your advice here? what I'm getting is standing at a crossroads. So the Two of Swords with the Wheel of Fortune, standing at a crossroads, things are going to turn around. I'm getting the Hermit with the Nine of Cups. And so what's going to happen here is you're going to do a lot of inner healing, a lot of inner work on yourself, really getting clear on the healing that needs to be done, focusing here on what are your goals? Ultimately, what are you trying to accomplish in your life? What kind of life do you want to live here? Look at that information, look at what you're kind of honing in on, what those details are. Use the Wheel of Fortune to your advantage, because the Wheel of Fortune is a turn of events here. And so there's a positive connection with this. It's growth, it's expansion. And with the Two of Swords showing up, let this be the reason, or let this be what guides your decision here, because you are standing at a crossroads. You're not sure what to do because you're kind of in this turmoil, chaotic kind of energy where you're trying to process some sort of pain here. So until you really process, you're going to have a hard time making a decision on what life you want to live. Once you heal from that, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to figure out, okay, this is the kind of life that I want to live. These are the projects that I want to pursue, have children, get married, whatever your goals end up being. You need to kind of heal that inner pain first. The next house is the 7th house. So the 7th house is all about your relationships. So marriage partner, if you're married, could be like a long-term committed relationship. Maybe you live together. Can also include contracts, negotiations, things like that. Usually it's thought of as the marriage partner. It's in your opposing sign. So it's in the sign of Leo. So let's get your energy for the 7th house. There's something about relationships here. So you might see relationships as a lot of work, a lot of additional responsibilities. With that 10 of Wands energy, we do have the Hermit showing up here as well, so Virgo energy. And we have the Emperor showing up. And so it feels like what you're going to be doing here is kind of doing the inner work that you need to in order to be in some sort of stable relationship. That's how this is going to play out. If you truly want to be in a relationship, if you make a decision, this is where you want to go, then what you're going to do is the work you need to, that inner work, in order to heal from something connected to the past. If you decide that relationships just aren't worth the effort, you're going to make a decision to really think it through and then be able to move forward in a different direction. I'm getting both. So with the obstacles and challenges showing up here, I am getting the Page of Cups, 4 of Cups, and the Lovers. It looks like you're trying to heal from some sort of disappointment, some disappointing conversation, or maybe trying to heal through conversation with another person. So if your intention is to be in the relationship with this person, it's about working through whatever problems are coming to the surface, whatever pain might exist between the two of you. This is about 2025 is coming out to be kind of a pivotal moment, you in a specific relationship. Do you want the relationship to move forward? If yes, then you're going to need to work on it. And you're getting lots of opportunities showing up here already that you're going to need to work on it, and that you will. You need to heal from some sort of pain that occurred either between the two of you or somewhere in the past. If you decide that you're not going to move forward with this relationship because, again, you're at this pivot point, then you're going to release it, but you're still going to be working on yourself to then disconnect from that relationship, heal from whatever pain you get from ending that relationship. So the advice that I'm getting for you, we have the Five of Pentacles showing up. We have the King of Cups, and we have the Nine of Swords. So the way that this is working, this is about you emotionally processing and releasing any kind of anxiety around relationships, any kind of fears or apprehension, any kind of negative energy that might be really stressing you out. This is what you're going to work on. This is what you're going to release as it relates to these types of significant relationships. So again, if you want to get married and this is the person that you want to be with, you need to find a way to kind of deal with the stress that you've been going through. And that's exactly what you're doing here. It's going to take 2025. I don't see this. I'm not getting any shorter time period on this. That has been happening with some of the readings. What you can't see on camera is I actually have cards here with the house numbers. And then underneath, I have all the signs, so I know what sign belongs to each house. And through some of the readings, not all, but I'll get drawn to a number. And it'll either tell me the number of months, it'll tell me what month that's going to occur. So I'm getting different messages for different people. This one here, I actually was looking for a time period, and I wasn't getting one. So it's probably different for everybody. I'm just not able to get anything less than 2025. So with the eighth house, so the eighth house is, it's one of those death houses. It's death and transformation, or it's kind of death and rebirth, better way of saying it. This is also the house where the money that you earn from an employer comes into play. If you are already married, this would be your spouse's income. There's power and control issues connected to this too, usually because of the money issue. People tend to control each other with money that they have or money that's coming in. For you, this is ruled by Virgo. Virgo is the south node once we flip over in January to that Pisces Virgo eclipse season. And so this indicates that you've already learned a lot of lessons when it comes to those types of issues in your life. So let's see what comes out from a message standpoint. So what I'm getting here is we have the Moon card showing up. We have the Hierophant showing up right in the center. And then the Eight of Wands. So it looks like there's going to be some sort of conversation. You're going to be discussing the way that you feel about each other, the type of relationship that you want. Anything that might be hidden below the surface is going to be discussed. There's going to be a lot that comes out with this eighth house energy. Chariot showing up a lot for you. You might be dealing with a Cancer. When I look at the obstacles and challenges, I have the Eight of Cups. So you're having a hard time walking away from something. We've got the Chariot showing up as well as the Six of Pentacles. And so there's something here that you don't necessarily want to walk away from. That's the obstacle and challenge. If you're really going to work through this relationship, whatever issues exist within this relationship, it requires you to walk away from maybe the way that you spend your time and money. It's requiring some sort of change within you in order to be able to move forward with this other person. Yeah, I'm not picking anything else up other than that and the Chariot card, which is all about success. So if this is something that you want to do and you really want to work on this relationship with this person, with the Chariot card showing up right in the middle, this will work. You just have to put the effort into it. You both have to be on the same page. You both have to want the same things. Yeah, that's exactly how this is playing out. We do have the Fool card showing up. So this is a brand new beginning. This is cleared karma. We have the Lovers showing up. Gemini energy may or may not be significant. We do have the Four of Cups showing up as well. So the advice here is to kind of work through any kind of disappointment or pain that exists within the relationship. It's about clearing the air for sure and kind of getting those disappointed feelings off your chest, because you actually both want the same things. You're mirroring each other. with this Lovers card. And with a Fool card, I mean, this is a brand new beginning. You just have to embrace it. If this is what you want, it's right there, and you can just take advantage of the opportunity. It seems like a pretty strong connection, though. It feels like you do want to put the effort and energy into it. It's just going to require some work. And that's, I mean, that's normal. Relationships require work. The 9th house for you, so that's the next house here. It's ruled by Libra, which is all about harmony, balance, really balance more than anything else. The 9th house is growth and expansion. And so when it comes to growth and expansion, that can happen, travel, meeting people from foreign countries, kind of learning about their culture through them. Any kind of higher education, anything that would expand your mind and just increase your knowledge base, that's the 9th house showing up here. So let's get your overall energy. So we have the Fool card showing up. We have the 9 of Cups. And we have the King of Wands showing up here. So this is a great combination of cards. When it comes to your growth and expansion, you're being given a brand new opportunity to kind of go after exactly what you want. Sky's the limit here. Really, it's coming across as the sky is the limit. King of Wands, you're going to have to initiate some sort of action here in order to make it happen. But it's right there. The opportunity is right there in front of you. Interesting combination of cards. So when I look at the obstacles and challenges to your growth, we do have the 8 of Cups. So this is about you walking away from indecision. We have the Emperor showing up, as well as the King of Cups. And so part of your growth and expansion might be in connection with another person, because this is coming across as very solo energy. You might need to walk away from just only considering your own needs. That Emperor energy, it's Aries. Aries is the opposite sign of Libra. Aries is very much, let me focus on what I want. Libra, let me focus on what we want together as a couple. And so this showing up as your growth and opportunity kind of for expansion indicates to me that you need to prioritize how you feel and let this kind of lead the way. And kind of walk away from only considering your own needs when you're making a decision on, maybe it is going back to school or it's long distance travel, whatever this would be for you. It's the decisions that you need to make are more than just you. They include another person here. So when I look at the advice for you as it relates to your growth and expansion, we do have the Star. So Star, 9 of Cups, again, this is your card. This is your energy. The sky's the limit. What goals do you have? What do you want to do here? We have the Ace of Pentacles showing up. So this is kind of moving in that direction, setting yourself up for long-term success. 2 of Swords. So it seems like you do need to make a decision here. Tell me about the 2 of Swords. What is in the best interest for Aquarius when it comes to making a decision here? It's focusing on the relationship and the connection. The minute that you start thinking about the 2 of you instead of just you as an individual, that's when you're able to make a decision. That's when you're able to see things more clearly and really build the life that you want for yourself. Really step into that commitment and create something long-term. We do have the 10 of Cups with the Empress energy. The Empress, we have the Emperor out. Just going to call that out. But the Empress here is Venus energy. And so this is about harmony and balance, bringing things together. This actually rules the sign of Libra. And then with that 10 of Cups energy, this is long-term emotional fulfillment. So really kind of looking at everything through that lens. Once you're able to understand what does that other person want to, maybe have the conversation, because the decisions that you're going to be making go forward, if this is a relationship you want, you're going to need to consider the needs of that other person. The next house is the 10th house. So the 10th house is career and public reputation. For you, this is ruled by Scorpio. And so it's exactly what it sounds like. It's about your career path, the work that you do, all of that. It's the way that people see you at work. So let's get your career here. So in your career, we have the Three of Wands, the Hermit, and the Nine of Cups. So when it comes to your career, it's not that it's stalled. I'm seeing delays, but I'm seeing delays because you really need to think about exactly what it is that you want here. You're being given an opportunity. This feels like it's a rare opportunity to kind of reevaluate your status at your company or the career path that you're on, because you're going to receive some sort of offer that could take you in a different direction if that seems to be more in line with what you want. And so in order to figure out whether or not that's going to be the right opportunity, you're going to have to take a moment or three with that Three of Wands energy. I'm definitely getting a sense of months here. So you might need to take several months, 3 months, in order to figure out exactly what this is. Do you want this? Do you want to stay where you are? What does their current career path look like versus where do you think you should be? Three cards on obstacles and challenges here. One more. Okay, I'm getting 2. Wow. Okay, so the obstacles and challenges coming up. We have the Six of Cups with the Tower. So there might be, and I'm just going to put this out there again, there might be a sudden pregnancy. There might be something unexpected that happens as it relates to children. You could be finding out that somebody got pregnant. That could be part of where you're contemplating your career, because it's like, okay, I might have another mouth to feed. What does that look like? Or maybe now I need to stay home and take care of the kid or whatever it is. If that's not your story, there is some sort of shakeup here to either show you where you're going to be the happiest or kind of remind you of where you're going to be the happiest. From an obstacles and challenges standpoint, it's the Tower that's the obstacle here. There's this kind of sudden change that's taking place. I am seeing the Page of Pentacles with the Page of Wands. So you're going to be having conversations around what exactly you should be doing. Which decision should you make? Which path should you go down? And really, what are the long-term opportunities that are available for you? If you start moving down one path, does that completely cut off the other? One more. So with your career, I'm getting the Page of Swords, the Ten of Cups, and the World from an advice standpoint. So the world is a closing of a cycle. The Page of Swords could indicate some sort of conversation around maybe this new opportunity, moving in a different direction. Maybe you've gone as far as you need to. The Ten of Cups showing up right in the center here. This is one of the marriage cards in tarot. This is about a family. You can see it here in the image that there is a family there. So family could be part of your consideration set when you're trying to figure out your career and what your next steps are. Page of Swords, World, you might be kind of contemplating what is going to be in your best interest. Having conversations with other people is really, truly coming across here. We've got 3 cards out of 9 that talk about having conversations with other people. So your advice is to really talk it through, especially with your significant other, if you are moving forward with that relationship, which I do think you are. It is coming across that way in the energy that this person is pretty significant to you and you don't want to lose this opportunity. And so when you're trying to figure out what your next steps need to be, it's about talking to that person, figuring out how do we make this work? What is in the best interest of us together as a couple, as a family, whatever it is. So the next house is the 11th house. The 11th house for you is ruled by Sagittarius. The 11th house is your friends. Think of your group of friends. What kind of relationship do you have with those people? How do you interact with those people? Do you see them on a regular basis? It's also the community around you. And so it could be more than just your friends. It could be the people that you just see regularly. Maybe you don't consider them like a friend. Maybe they're more of an acquaintance. But those people would be a part of your community. So let's get overall energy here. This is interesting. So you have a choice that you need to make. That Two of Swords is showing up again. A lot of shakeup is taking place for you that you're going to need to make some sort of decision. We have the Seven of Swords showing up, and we have the Four of Pentacles. You might have some people within your group of friends that really only look out for their best interests. I think we all have that one friend that really is just so self-centered. They just focus on themselves. That could be the case. And this is coming down to, do you really want this person in your life? Do they challenge you? Do they try to manipulate and steal from you in any way? Are they trying to take your money? Are they trying to take advantage of an opportunity that you would give them in some sort of way? How are they using you? Because that's how this is coming across. And that's not all your friends. I'm getting it's a very small subset. And it might only be one or two. So when I look at the obstacles and challenges here, I am getting the Seven of Cups, which is indecision. So same as that Two of Swords energy, very much you're not sure what you need to do. King of Swords, you're looking for some sort of clarity here. And we've got the Empress energy, which is Venus, rules relationships. So it feels like you might be having a conversation with this person that you're with, that significant other relationship, and trying to figure out, do I stay, do I go? Again, this isn't coming across that you're going to make the decision entirely on your own. There could be something with this friend and your significant other. Maybe they don't get along. There might be something connected to where they're trying to manipulate a situation to impact your relationship with this person, with your significant other. Yeah, I was just getting the message, you have to do what's in your best interest. It doesn't matter what the friend thinks. If you and the significant other make a decision that this person is going to be in your life or is not going to be in your life, go forward, or you're just going to adopt a different role with this person where they're not going to be in a position to lie, cheat, steal from you, then that's what needs to happen here. Three of Wands does indicate a period of waiting. We do have the Nine of Pentacles showing up with the Nine of Cups. And so it looks like you're almost waiting for the entire scenario to play out before you make any kind of decision here. And so this scenario feels like it's not just happening in 2025. You're going to let this kind of slide into 2026 because of something here. The entire storyline, the narrative needs to fully play out for you to get that full understanding on how this is going to end. And that is going to help you figure out what you need to do going forward. In the meantime, you're focused on your other friends. You're focused on the ones where you feel good about those friendships. They provide a lot of good support for you, vice versa. It's just that mutual benefit. That's what I'm picking up here with that Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles energy. You do have a really solid group of friends. You just might have this one that's really kind of dominant right now that seems to be trying to take advantage of you or manipulate you in some way. And maybe it's not just you. Maybe this person is trying to do it to the entire collective. And you're kind of patiently waiting to see how the entire scenario plays out. It's funny. I see the Three of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and I was definitely picking up that energy. It feels like that one friend is trying to get between you and your significant other. But that person underestimates the bond that you have with your significant other. So I'm going to jump into the 12th house energy, and I just realized I haven't said anything about that yet, and I usually do a little bit of talking in between. So the 12th house is the house of secrets. It's all things hidden. It's a spiritual house, so think of just your subconscious or maybe you behind the scenes, not interacting with other people. This would be that kind of inner you conversations. What do you think? What do you believe? How do you feel about everything? For you, this is ruled by the sign of Capricorn. And so let's get your overall energy here. Yeah. Two of Cups, Hierophant, Queen of Pentacles. I mean, you're in it. I was definitely getting, the more that I read into your, just in general reading, kind of getting to the end here, it seemed to be more and more you were interested in saving and doing something to really work on this relationship. No relationship's ever going to be perfect. Every relationship is going to have bumps along the way. It's just a matter of how do you navigate those? How good are you at kind of communicating and compromising and working through everything here? And so that's showing up in your 12th house energy with the Hierophant in the middle. We've got the Two of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. You really are investing in this person and in the relationship. You're looking for something here that's long-term. But I'm getting a sense of you want to move forward with this person, but at the same time, you don't want to lose yourself in the process. I am getting the Seven of Wands, so there is some sort of resistance to the connection. Four of Pentacles, and this is why. Because you're afraid of losing yourself or compromising and sacrificing more of yourself than you're willing to give to another person. Because we all have that baseline. We all have to set those healthy boundaries. There's going to be that, okay, this is what I need, and now kind of go from there. And so you don't want to compromise your own basic necessities. We also have the Knight of Cups. You do want to pursue this, and this is where the obstacles and challenges are coming into play. It's like, I don't want to lose myself, but I also want to pursue this relationship. You can find a way to work with that energy for sure. And that's exactly what you do with the 12th house. It's your subconscious. You'll work through it. I'm definitely getting a sense of dreams. If you are the type of person that likes to keep a journal, put one by your bed. You're going to start getting answers in 2025, and I'm getting the back half of 2025. You're going to start to get answers in the form of dreams that you should write down and then reference again at some point, because there's something about like a week's worth of dreams. And if you go back and read the week before and you start reading, it's a story. It's going to tell you a story. It's going to tell you how things are playing out. It's going to give you guidance on any kind of questions that you have, the answers that you need. You're going to get them through a dream state. Let's see if we can get one more card. So your guidance here is actually to work through those conflicts. That's what the Five of Swords represents. We do have Temperance showing up in the middle, so this does indicate you are going to find some sort of inner balance that you've been seeking. We also have the Nine of Cups showing up here, so definitely keep focusing on your dreams, focus on your goals. This is what's going to help you navigate all of this energy. So that is the 12th house. I've gone through all the houses now. If you like this format, if you actually stuck around this far into it, thank you. I know it's a long video. It's long to record as well. But what I'm going to do now is just pull some last advice, energy, whatever it is that you need to know about 2025. I'm getting a sense of old truths coming to the surface or buried truths coming to the surface. We have this Tower, which is about expecting unexpected. Some sort of truth is going to be revealed here with the Seven of Swords. And the Nine of Wands, it's going to trigger some sort of wound. It's going to trigger some sort of healing to take place here. So Aquarius, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.